Hey guys, welcome back to the Player Base. E3 2018 had many surprises. New games, new studio announcements, and even deeper looks at some of the major titles such as Spider-Man and The Last of Us 2. However, the biggest surprise came in the form of a very restrained Gen 9 discussion from Microsoft.
And of course, our hardware team. The same team that delivered unprecedented performance with Xbox One X is deep into architecting the next Xbox consoles.
Yeah, it's almost baffling. No one thought for a second we'd get any information relating to next gen, especially not from Microsoft, who just released the Xbox One X. But no, here we are in this weird world, a little surprised and confused. So I think we should take a deeper look and find out just what is going on.
Let's take a look. We're all gamers. And what gets a gamer's blood pumping besides a new game announcement? New hardware, of course. We're always curious to see what kind of improvements are being made, what new technology is being jammed into the box, and what type of experiences await. So, what do we have to go off of here, Sums?
Well, surprisingly, Rye, quite a bit. Over the past few weeks, multiple reports and rumors have been circulating, giving us a glimpse of what could be. Now, we've always known that inevitably the PS5 and the Xbox 2, Xbox 4, 5, Scarlet were coming, but we were completely in the dark as to whether we could expect a traditional console or something mold-breaking.
Let's start with the system that has the most information available. Scarlet, Microsoft's rumored next-gen console, or should I say consoles. Yeah, that's right, not just one, but two consoles. Phil made sure to let us know that the team behind Xbox One X were in the process of architecting the next family of consoles. Wow.
The next Xbox consoles.
So what the heck is going on in Microsoft? Two or possibly even more consoles? What the heck does that entail? Well, thanks to Thurrott, we may have the answer.
So, apparently it looks like Microsoft is indeed developing two new Xbox consoles. The first looks to be a traditional console rumored to have beefed up hardware with an all-new CPU, allowing for 4K gaming at full 60 FPS. Phil Spencer, while on an interview with Giant Bomb, pointed out two aspects Microsoft would focus on for next gen. Better CPUs, resulting in better frame rates, and faster start times for game downloads and streaming, which leads us to the second console.
The second is a little more interesting. This Xbox is supposedly a streaming console. Instead of doing the majority of the computing on board, the gaming is instead streamed through Microsoft's cloud service. So what does that mean? Well, for one, less hardware means a cheaper overall system, but supposedly with all the capabilities of the premium version. The only caveat, you're probably going to need a pretty stable internet connection. Remember, OnLive? Streaming games has proven to be a tricky endeavor. A consistent internet connection is required at all times, and should anything happen to the servers, well, you're out of luck. If these rumors are indeed true, Microsoft seems to be confident in its tech and ability to properly execute.
As for price and release, well, everyone seems to be pointing towards a 2020 release window, which I think is pretty fair. Price-wise, I'd guess around $499 for the premium version and maybe $250 to $300 for the streaming-only version.
Now, Sums, what about the PS5? Sony has been pretty tight-lipped about this next generation of PlayStation so far. We can safely bet at this point that it is well into development and it will be comparative in terms of price and power to its rival Xbox. The big question many are asking is when we might see some concrete information from Sony. I'd say put your money on an E3 2019 reveal, but eventual launch in late 2020.
I'd say that's a good guess, Rye. But lastly, what about Nintendo? Well, it's safe to assume that Nintendo will be sticking with the Switch for some time. The console only came out a year ago and it's been selling like hotcakes. I really doubt Nintendo would be already well into development of its next console. Sure, there may be some teams throwing ideas around, but there certainly won't be any word of a successor for some time. The biggest question, I'd say, is that what'll happen to the Switch when the PS5 and Scarlet launch? As it stands, the Switch isn't even as powerful as the base PS4 and Xbox One, which already greatly limits its third-party support. When the next gen launches, Switch will be utterly left in the dust by spec comparisons. Third-party support could likely dry up completely, putting Nintendo back to where it was with the Wii U. Don't expect Starfield, The Elder Scrolls 6, Battlefield, or the next Call of Duty on Switch. A possible Switch Pro down the line may alleviate this issue, but who knows?
So, what type of games can we expect on these consoles? Well, we've already heard from Todd Howard, executive producer and director at Bethesda Game Studios, that Starfield and The Elder Scrolls 6 won't launch until next gen. Starfield may be a cross-gen game, but I think it's a safe bet to say that ES6 won't see the light of day on any current tech. Halo Infinite was just unveiled and is probably still a few years off. I would say it will most likely be a launch title for the Scarlet and will simultaneously release on Xbox One S and X. Microsoft has been pretty adamant about compatibility and games working on any gen of hardware, so I think Halo Infinite being a cross-gen game is also a safe bet. With no solid release dates, I could easily see Death Stranding and The Last of Us 2 being launch titles on the PS5. Other franchises like Horizon Zero Dawn and Gran Turismo are likely to see sequels on the new hardware.
If I had to predict, I'd say we won't get any more information on next gen until at least E3 2019. And even then, it's probably only going to be minor. Or who knows, maybe it could be a full console reveal. Only time will tell.
Thanks for watching, guys. What are some of the things that you'd like to see in the next generation of consoles? Let us know in the comments section below. We'll see you next time.
That was pretty good. We should just do like over the news channel. Like,
Literally just like typing random words and trying to like say shit.
I like that. Pause it. Let's watch it.